What's going on, everybody? Dylan here with Espresso Outlet, and today we're going to be doing a simple and quick video, and it's about the 3 Eurekas that you see on my workbench behind me. Now we're going to talk about which ones can be used in a commercial setting and which ones that I like best for at-home use. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the Eureka 65 all-purpose AP grinder. Now the Libra is right here, and it comes in at about $849, so about $850. And the really cool functionality of this grinder is the fact that you can grind by weight. So let me just go ahead and turn this on. So on the screen here, you're gonna see displayed the number 18. So essentially you can move this by the 1/10 of the gram, and whatever number that you see on this display is actually what's going to be put inside of your dosing cup. You can direct dose it into a portafilter, and it is super nice. The grinds are very fluffy, and I've really enjoyed using this grinder. Now, Eureka does a really good job with their dosing cups. So this is a really nice dosing cup. It's even got like a little tiny foam bottom to where it's not going to scratch your countertop, and it's obviously not going to slide off super easily. So I really like that. But something that I really love about this grinder is the fact that they include this plastic piece right here. Now this is a really nice durable plastic piece, and it's going to sit right over the top of the cup like so. So as you see, it sits flush around the ring, and what this is going to do is it's just going to provide an extension to the cup, so when you put it over, it'll actually cover the chute. So if you have any kind of static can be caused by many of different reasons. The biggest thing is being dry outside. So like right now, we live in a really cold area right now, and it's just super dry. It's like 30% humidity, which is like nothing. So I'm going to get more static unless I use something called RDT, which is the Ross droplet technique, where you add a little bit of water. But with this chute cover that goes over the cup, it actually is going to prevent any kind of spraying of coffee onto your workstation, and it's going to go straight into the cup. So essentially you can just take it off, give it a couple taps on the countertop, take it off, and you're all good to go. So one of the really awesome features that I love about this grinder is the combination here. Now it does have an adjustable screw here where you can unscrew it, move these portafilter forks up and down so that you can actually accommodate for a different dosing cup if you wanted one. The one they provide is great, but you can use a different one or different portafilters, which is also going to be great for workflow because it allows you to direct dose into your portafilter, and it's grind by weight. So that is the function here. Now you do have 2 different options. You can do single or double. I have my single set up for 18 grams, and I have my double set up for 3 grams. This is just simply to purge out coffee. Like if I haven't used this thing in a week and I have coffee in here, I may want to purge out 3 to 5 to 6 grams. So that way, like I can purge it out. Or if I put new coffee in, then I can put maybe a handful of beans in, purge out a couple grams to get the old coffee out and have the new coffee in. So that is the first look here at the Eureka 65 all-purpose AP Libra grinder. Now, it does have a Pro adjustment knob. Now, I will show you here on the screen, but I'll talk about it. The Pro adjustment knob is absolutely fantastic. So it's one of Eureka's, it's their best version grinding adjustment knob that they sell. And basically it has a counter on the top, and basically however many times you rotate the dial, it'll actually show you a number. So for example, if you just keep moving it on some of these older models, which we will look at, you can infinitely turn this dial and not know exactly, like you might be on grind setting 7, but you might be in 3 rotations in and you may not know. So you have to go all the way back. Whereas this one, every time you pass a rotation, it shows a number. So it'll be like 1, 2, or if you go back, it'll go back down to 1. So it's really nice to know exactly where you're at all given times. Now, I wish every model had that. That is a key feature also included with the grind by weight and the little funnel that goes over the cup that I absolutely love. So that is the 65 Libra all-purpose grinder by Eureka. Like I said, that is $849, so basically $850. And it does have a pretty decent sized hopper for at home. I mean, this is not commercial use. I would not use this in a commercial cafe, would not use it in a mobile coffee cart or a trailer. So the size of this hopper is fantastic. Now we're gonna look at these two. These both have, and those are 65 millimeter flat burrs, hence the 65 all-purpose grinder. These are 75 millimeter flat burrs, and there's a big difference between the two. They may look a little bit similar, and that's because they are in a lot of ways. The main difference is this grinder, the W75, is able to grind by weight. Same thing we looked at here with the Libra. The Atom 75, not the W in front of it, that one is grind by time. Now, they're both fantastic. There is a ratio, there's a math equation that you can do basically with grind by time to get you the exact amount once you get it dialed in. And I use it on my trailer because I do have a grind by time grinder that I use for my full-time grinder on my trailer. But let's go ahead and turn both of these on and take a look. So I have actually used the Atom 75 for about 4 to 5 years now, and this was actually what I started my mobile coffee business with. It did a fantastic job for a year and a half. It was fantastic. It just had one event where it just had too much load on the grinder where I did have to turn it off and wait about 20 minutes for it to cool down. I mean, it was really hot because there is no internal fan on the Atom 75. So downside, yes, there is no internal fan. So if you're going to be like 300 people in a day, not the grinder for you. But if you're going like a mobile trailer or a coffee cart and you're looking at like 50 to a little over 100, this one was perfect for us. So basically, as you can see, the main differences are in the screens and in the portafilter area. So these I would not put a catch cup in. So if you are using these for at home, I would simply say direct dosing is best. Now, I mean, you could technically take a dosing cup and hold it in here and dose it in there, or, oh, about to start the grinder, or hold it up like this and then grind into it, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you're going to get one of these grinders for at home use, I would just direct dose all the time. Now, two differences of screens. So we're going to go with the Atom 75 first. This one is, for price wise, we're going to go, this one's $11.99, so basically $1,200. This one's $17.49, so basically $17.50. With the screens, you're going to notice that there's buttons. Now, there's two different screens. Same with kind of like the Libra, how you had two different options. The Atom 75 is going to give you two different options to do. So here it lights up the first cup and second cup. So you have single and double. You can use it, like I said, however you would like. But basically the times are going to be on each of the screens. So this one I have it set at 2.45 seconds, which the current coffee that I've been using is going to give me, with the grind size, about 18 grams consistently every time. But that number changes with every single coffee and how old the coffee is. So you're just going to have to kind of figure that out when you get the grinder and kind of see where you're at. This one is going to be a manual mode. So essentially when you press this button and you keep it pressed in, the coffee is just going to keep coming until you release that button. Whereas you have your single and double time, once you hit that button, you can kind of take your portafilter off of that button and it's going to dispense coffee until that time runs down to 0, and then it'll start back over until you hit that button again. Very, very nice. Like I said, we were going to take a look at the adjustment knob. Both of these have the same adjustment knob, and many of the other Eureka grinders have the adjustment knob. The adjustment knob feels nice. It feels premium. It's the only downfall is the fact that you don't know how many rotations you're actually going, like I showed in the Libra, where you could actually see the counter 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what I wish was on these models, especially because you could use these on a mobile coffee business. So now we're going to go look at, and here this is where the portafilter will sit. This is just a normal portafilter fork that you put it on, and then you have to click the button to start it. Now, basically the same as any other direct dose grinders. This one, however, has a load cell because it is a grind by weight. Once you set your portafilter on this, it'll actually start the countdown and grind into your portafilter. So here you're going to actually have 3 options instead of 2 options in a manual. So here, the number 1, I have it set, and this is touchscreen. I have for this one 17.2 grams. I find this is the best ratio for the coffee that I'm using in this specific grinder, and I love the ratio that I'm doing on here. So with this one, I have 17.2 grams, 10 grams, and 3.5 grams. For 3, I only use, again, for the 3.5 grams if I have to purge any of the coffee out to get the new coffee in. And then again, you have your manual. So the way that this works is, I mean, I'll put it on here just to show you. All right, let's just say you set your portafilter on here. It'll basically blink, tear out the scale, and it will grind. I don't have enough coffee to obviously show you the full amount, so it's going to stop about there. So once you just lift it up, it automatically just stops. So essentially, that's how the Atom 75W works. And with the Eureka, you have to press the button that you just put it on. It tears out the portafilter to essentially make it weigh 0, so that way it can dose out the proper grams for your grinder. So again, both of these can be used in a commercial cafe. Now, I will say, if you are planning to use the Atom 75 or the W75 on a mobile coffee cart or a trailer, I would recommend you actually get a bigger hopper. Now, I use this. I never bought an extended hopper when I did use it on my mobile business, but I was filling this hopper so many times when we went to events that were really busy, and I would not recommend that. They actually make extended hoppers. I believe they're about 2.5 to 3.5 pound hoppers. I'm not quite sure on that, but they do make extended hoppers. I would definitely invest. They're about $75, depending on where you buy it from. They're about $75. Definitely would recommend getting that extended hopper if you're going to use it for a commercial application. If you're going to use it at home, these hoppers are just fine. They're going to hold just enough coffee. I mean, you're probably going to have that coffee in there for probably a week, depending on how much coffee you go through. So again, the Libra is my #1 choice for at home. I just think it has the most versatility. It's the cheapest. And on top of that, you're going to have so much room on your workbench. I mean, especially if you're really into collecting coffee gear, it doesn't take up a big footprint. It's a very small kind of cube-like structure. And then if you do want a bigger grinder at home and you are interested in these two, I actually recommend the Atom 75 for at home. You're really not getting more value per se and better shot quality out of the W75 over the Atom 75. And you're saving about $500-ish on getting the Atom 75. You're going to get the same burrs, same flavor profile, essentially. And basically all you're getting on this one is the grind by weight. So does it grind by weight make things a little easier? Yes, absolutely. However, is that enough for me to spend the extra $500? I would say no, but they are fantastic grinders. I can't say that I haven't enjoyed the grind by weight either. So this is a quick look, an overview of which Eureka grinder is best for you out of the 3 here that I have. We are going to be going more into a deep dive in each one of these grinders down the road. So stay tuned. If you guys have enjoyed watching our channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Let us know down in the comment section below which grinder you like, and then also which setup you have at home. Which grinder do you have and why do you enjoy it? And if you guys have followed this video all the way till the end, say I watched in the comment section, just so we know that you made it to the end, and then we'll tell you awesome in the comment section. So as always, my name is Dylan with Espresso Outlet, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.